Hey folks, and welcome to Crazy Gamers Models. I am the Crazy Gamer, and I do models. How's everybody doing this, well, early morning for me? It's roughly about 3:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. So I am going to do an update because I didn't get an update out yesterday on Monday for Update Monday. And it's because, again, I'm having some medical issues, but I don't want to get into that. I don't want to bring anybody down. So I'm just going to get into the slow week that is in store for this week. So the other reason that content hasn't been flowing out is I got a new computer. And I'd like to thank everybody who helped in the support of getting that new computer. And now that I have this new computer, I can do these live streams. And it's a little bit easier to do the videos because not only do you see my new logo, which I designed. I thought that was pretty cool. Let me know what you think in the comments of that. But, you know, I can go here with the stream will be starting soon. I can end the stream. And then, more importantly, I have this camera view. And I have this camera view. So I have multiple camera views, and then I can even do a picture in two different ways. So I think that this is going to be a good setup. I'm still working out the fine details of it, but we'll go back to the logo. Oh, and I can also play my intro here. So you guys can take a look at my intro. We don't need to watch the whole thing. I'm sure if you watch my videos, you've seen the intro. And on future streams, I'll play that as I get everything set up, send out the Facebook notifications and things like that. I'm not really doing that. This is more of a live video that I'm not looking for live feedback on. I'm just getting a video out there for an update. So, what is on the table? If you follow my Instagram at Crazy Gamer Models, you will have seen I've been teasing some stuff for, say, the Yamato. I teased this Phonos kit right here. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. So I teased this. There'll be a review of this coming up after I do a review of the main kit from Tamiya. I also teased the 3D book by Super Drawings in 3D for the Yamato. If you follow my North Carolina series, you know how much of a fan I am of these scale 3D drawings to show you where everything is on the ship, because a lot of these upgrade kits say, hey, refer to your references. So if you don't have good references, then you're not you're not going to do very well on building some of these ships. So let's go to the overhead and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the Phonos kit here that I teased a picture of on my Instagram. So that's an upgrade kit for the Yamato, the 1/350th scale by Tamiya, their newer tool version. And then here is my 3D book here. And you can get a side view of the book here like this. Show you a better side view here like so. So you can see a little less glare that way. So you can see that like that. Now, I'm hoping with this setup here, you don't have to see the dead space of the camera. You can see my logo while I get things prepared. Now, I plan on an upcoming series on resin. So let me just grab what I'm talking about here, because of course I didn't have it prepared for the video, because why would I do that, right? And it's stuck in the shelf. Okay, I got it. Alright, so we're gonna go to the overhead side camera. I'm going to zoom you guys in here. This is the engine for the DB601A and engine for an Eduard BF109 our BF 110 1/48 scale aircraft. It is basically a resin engine. We'll take a look. I have printed better instructions. We'll look at a later date. Actually, I think I have those here. Yes, I do. Something I actually have ready to go. And I'm hoping the sound and everything is coming across okay. If not, then, well, this is the content. So here is the instructions I printed on A4 paper, which you can see. Back out a little bit. It's basically an engine with a lot of the detail. Do not use when installing engine in the fuselage. There's going to be a lot of effort because we're going to put these in their 110, their BF 110E, I believe, in 1/48 scale Edwards kit. So we're going to have the engines. I'm thinking about having one on display next to it, one opened in the actual plane. So we are going to do a series on building these and detailing them up, making them look fancy, basically. Advancing them up with some wire, some hoses, and some tubing, and all that good stuff. So, like I said, these are the instructions it comes with. It makes it a little bit tough to put together, so I went ahead and I printed out the bigger instructions. But this brings me to the point of the resin. Here, it's a nice little box of resin, and it is a bunch of little pieces, as you can see here, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The whole bottom needs to be ground off of this piece here. This is the actual engine. This whole bottom section needs to be shaved off here. So, and then if you look at, I actually have a couple different models of this engine here. This is another model version. This is the Edard version. That was a quick boost. So this needs to be cut off here, and a lot of cleanup on here for the exhaust to fit properly. But as you can see, there's a lot of detail on these engines here. So but there's a lot of work that goes into working with resin, and I haven't covered that on any of my videos. I covered photo etch, but I haven't covered working with the resin. It can give you some issues working with the resin. There can be some issues here and there, especially with breathing in the dust. But there's ways to minimize that with dust mask and working with water. If you're going to be cutting parts off, try to do it in water. That's if you're using a hand tool or whatnot. But if you're using a hobby grinder or anything like that, it's going to be a little bit tougher to keep the dust down. So I'm going to show you different ways to minimize that issues with the dust, because there's going to be a lot of resin coming up on the North Carolina's guns. There's a lot of resin on the North Carolina guns and things like that. Get out an example here. Let's just get out the whole part of the whole box of North Carolina stuff. Here's a quad mount right here. Now, let's go to this camera, and we're going to zoom in here on this, and hopefully I don't get any issues. We're going to open this up, and we're going to look at the resin. This is the quad mount from Alliance Model Works. There's a review of this on my channel talking about this. And if you take a look here, there is quite a bit of teeny tiny resin in here. And photo etch, of course, but these are mostly made out of resin. And there's 2 sets. It's like 6 guns in here. And this is very delicate resin, guys. You gotta be super careful with this. So, I don't know if this is gonna focus. Let me just back out a little bit here. And as you can see here, the teeny tininess of this resin, you gotta make sure you cut it off where it needs to be cut off. And then you have to mount the guns properly. And I'll show you the guns here. And this leads me to another issue, is these guns are tiny and some of them are a little bit warped and things like that, and you don't want a warped barrel on your ship. Now you could complain and send these back and say, hey, I want a better set, but you know, having 1, maybe 2 warped guns is not. Let's go to this camera back here. So we backed out. Hopefully that was better than watching me zoom it. So that is that. There's really only 3 pieces of resin per gun. You have 2 gun barrels and one of these mounts here, and then you have some photo etch to put around, and we'll just I can't get a better set of instructions than this, but this is basically it for the instructions. It's very small. It shows you the photo etch. It shows you where the guns go and how to mount them. The guns get a little bit of photo etch before they get put on, and then it gets a shield. Because some of these are shielded, some of them are not. I believe they're all shielded on the North Carolina, but I believe there was an upgrade later in 45 where they weren't, where 2 of the shields were removed, but that'll be for the North Carolina history lesson. So we'll get into that. And some people have been asking me, why are you doing the Yamato? First of all, I got that Photos kit at a flea market from somewhere that the lady's dad had a model store and he died. So she was selling all the stuff at a flea market and she really didn't know what she had. And she even had some stuff that she hasn't brought down from up north. And I got the kit and the Phonos kit for a steal. I'm not even going to say how it was a steal. She didn't know what she had. The price she was offering, I offered her more money because I felt wrong buying it at the price she was asking. I can't do that to somebody, so I actually offered her, I mean, not full market value, but I offered her a reasonable, more than what she was asking for because of the cost of what that would cost me to buy in normal time. So I got that. I got the ship coming. She sent it. I got the tracking number. It's a big box, so it's taking a while to get here. But in the meantime, I got the book here. I also have another reference book here for the history part of the Yamato. This is also her sister ship, the Musashi. They're basically identical ships. There was a 3rd ship that was built, but it was turned into an aircraft carrier. It starts with an S. I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm not even going to say it. But actually, these 2 books. Oh no, this one was by Carl Celesta. But this guy, Steve Dermasky, I think he did. Yeah, Stefan Dermasky did my North Carolina book. And when I saw that he was on this book with the 3D, 3D color, this is a fantastic book. We'll go into detail in this when Yamato Week starts. But we're going to get some progress done on the North Carolina before we start that. But the reason for that is I wanted to have a comparison of North Carolina in 1945 and Yamata in 1945, and theoretically what the ships look like. I mean, North Carolina was the first battleship built after the treaty, and then the Yamata was built to violate the treaty because they didn't want to have any part of it. So I just wanted to see what the two would look like. They're both in 1/350th scale. They're both going to have their fancy little upgrade kits. Unfortunately, the Yamata upgrade kit is a little bit more fancy than the kit for the North Carolina. But we'll get there. As for the rest of the week, I have gotten a new computer system for enabling me to do these streams and have the different camera views and all that stuff. So I've been trying to transfer everything as fast as possible. I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world. I'm probably not even tech savvy. So I'm trying to get videos that I had already recorded on my previous computer in the cloud, trying to get them downloaded. I'm trying to figure out, because I was working on a tablet, the streaming software is a little bit different, and I want to incorporate like this 2-camera view or this 2-camera view in the different videos. So especially for, say, the North Carolina, it being such a large ship, that I can fit it all in an overhead view, and then if you want to see some details, I can zoom in and we can work, but you still have an overhead view of my bench and the tools and what I'm reaching for and things like that, so I don't have to constantly zoom in and zoom out. And also, I can switch it and do this. You guys don't have to watch me zoom and focus and things like that. So I'm hoping that you guys find this enjoyable. And so it's not much of an update of what I'm getting done. Try that and see if that worked out for you guys. So I worked on this back panel. Everything seemed to go together well. The jack was a little bit tricky to put on, but it's on there now. It's in the right position. So we're going to get some progress made on the King Tiger. But more importantly, there will be a video of the North Carolina. I will be actually working on the lower hull. It'll be probably going to be live because I'm still having issues with my editing software, trying to make it work with the 2 cameras. So it'll probably be live of me working on it. So some people like that. You get to see my mistakes live and in person. So we're probably going to do some work on the North Carolina, do a little history of the North Carolina and all that stuff on Thursday. If everything goes well tomorrow, or today actually, because it's actually Tuesday. I keep thinking I'm doing Monday's update on Monday, but it's Monday's update on Tuesday. So I hope that everything is going well for you guys. I am trying to get through a few things. And basically, this is basically all I have for an update. I don't have a whole lot, but I am getting things set up to do some crazy stuff, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. We're hopefully going to start the North Carolina on Thursday. There's going to be a lot more live streams. They may be early like this, and you just catch it on the repeat. I'll try not to have a lot of dead space in there. I'll try to keep them short, and then you can catch them on the rewatch when they're not live, because the live setup is so much easier, being able to flip through different things and like that. But that is going to do it for this episode for Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer. You guys have a fantastic day.